All right, AJ Johnson here with Tri Magazine, and we're with Andy Potts. And yesterday, the Marine Corps 70.3 World Championships, probably not the day you were looking for. Just real quickly, give us the recap on how the day went for you.
Yeah, I wasn't looking for my result. Obviously, I came in with high hopes,
Right.
and it was a big goal of mine to perform well. I felt like I got 2 of the 3 right, and one of them just drastically wrong.
Okay.
And I think for me, that's an exciting part about triathlon is it keeps me on my toes, having to balance 3 different sports and put it into one entity to try to perform well. And most of the time, I can get close enough to being right to perform well, but yesterday when I had a power outage on the bike, it was power being right leg, left leg, just weren't delivering power.
Really?
I definitely paid for it, and it was hard to get back into the game mentally after that on the run.
Right.
It wasn't like I checked out, but it was hard to battle. It was really hard because I was like, well, what am I running for here?
Sure. And then on the bike course with the hilly terrain, do you think that factored into it, or is it just something that you haven't really been able to pinpoint?
There are a couple different factors: the hills, the heat, and the competition.
Okay.
All 3 of them kind of played a little bit of a role in it, but I mean, when I looked at it outside of my competition, I looked at my SRM and the power numbers, and they just weren't there.
Okay.
It was just something was missing, and it's up to me to try to figure it out. Like, that's the problem I have to figure out, and that's the challenge.
Okay. And so you mentioned trying to not check out and stay motivated. So are there any tricks that you use? Is there anything that you go through during the race that go through your mind, like, hey, I'm still racing here? What kept you motivated? Because you looked like you were still giving a solid effort on the run. I mean, you weren't.
Okay. All right. So when you go into a race and you have goals and the target in mind, and when the target gets pulled away from you or the goal becomes unattainable, it's up to you or up to me to refocus and try to reinvent what it is I want to try to accomplish. Oftentimes when I go into a race, I can achieve my goals.
Yep.
My goals are they're lofty but attainable. And there's the few races out there where my goals are not going to be accomplished that day, and it's a reality before the day is done.
Okay.
It's not the reality at the finish line, like, oh, a letdown, I didn't accomplish my goals. There was an hour and a half, 2 hours left of racing, and it was, oh wow, like, I don't know what's going to happen up the road, and I don't know what's going to happen the rest of the day, but I'm pretty sure I'm not going to accomplish my goals.
Right.
How do I refocus, and what can I tell myself to stay in the game? So that was a challenge for me. It was kind of a new problem to try to solve. Got off the bike, and I was feeling sorry for myself. I'm not sure how many times when you race, you feel sorry for yourself or other
More than I care to remember.
Okay, yeah, yeah. So it happens, right?
Yeah.
You're like, woe is me.
Yep.
Things just aren't going my way. What never crept into my mind was throwing the towel.
Okay.
Be done, like, quit.
Save it for Kona.
No way.
No.
Absolutely not.
Right.
Like, I came here to challenge myself and to race. And if I pulled the plug and stopped racing,
Total loss.
Yeah, it's a total loss. I think you open the floodgates right there. So after the first lap, I was running, and I was like, okay, woe is me. I feel sorry for myself. And then after about 3 or 4 miles, I was like, you need to get over it.
Yeah.
You need to move on and salvage something today. So I ran past my family, and I said to my wife, I said, give me the gap to 10th. I'm shooting for a top 10 tonight. I was in 19th.
Wow.
And she was, and this was 4.5 miles into it, and she said, "You're 4 minutes out of 10."
All right.
So I had 8 miles, 7 miles left I had 7 miles to make up 4 minutes. And so I said, okay, try to salvage the day, try to move in the top 10, and I just started picking off one after the other, and I started running better and better, and feeding off the crowd a little bit, because they were, the crowd and the fans and the families that were out there, they were supporting all the racers, and like, they didn't know my goals and my dreams,
Right.
And they just wanted to see me give a good effort, and I kind of refocused, kind of changed gears a little bit, tried to run for something, and it was an okay run. It wasn't. I know I can run faster because when something's on the line, you
find that extra
you
gear.
got an extra gear.
Yeah, right.
For sure. So I ran pretty good. Not quite yet.
So when you get done and you look at it, I mean, you're focusing mostly on the positive, like, hey, this is what I did. I was able to refocus, and that, you mentioned it was a new challenge, and you feel like you met kind of that to some degree.
Yeah.
So the day after, this morning, you wake up, and does it still linger for you, or are you over? Like, let's move on. Like, how do you move forward without letting that, sting?
Yeah. I have the tendency to be more motivated by performing well than I do off of a disappointment.
Okay.
Yeah, sometimes people say a disappointment lights a fire under you and really challenges you. I tend to be a little bit more opposite than that, and I say, for good performance, it kind of steamrolls and the snowballs upon itself. And a bad performance just leaves unanswered questions. So I have some unanswered questions for sure. I'm not crazily motivated by my performance yesterday. I think there were good moments, and it's in there. I wasn't able to get it out. I've been training really well.
Right.
So it's a little bit of a mystery. But as a professional, as a triathlete, I have to find an answer. And I want to find an answer.
Sure.
Yeah. And I want to solve this problem. So that's kind of where I stand.
Okay. Well, you've got 4 weeks?
Yep.
And figure it out and get that motivation. And
yeah, it's not like I have a dearth of motivation. It's not like it's just not there. It's just, if you perform well, it's just like, I know. Yeah, it just grows upon itself. So I'll always work hard.
Yeah.
And I won't quit, even if it's not what I want. I'm not going to stop.
Prove that yesterday.
Yeah. So.
All right. Well,
I'm hoping that one race, even as great as a race can be, or as bad as a race can be, doesn't define your racing career or you as a person.
Sure.
So.
You got a long history.
Yeah, well, it's a relatively short history in triathlon, and I'm hoping to hopefully race for a lot more years, continue to grow, evolve, and improve.
Well, we look forward to seeing you out on the race course for many more years.
Good.
Well, thanks, Andy, for your time. Appreciate it, and good luck.
Thank you.